Hi everyone, welcome back to the Controversial Podcast. In today's episode, we'll be talking about President Cyril Ramaphosa. This guy is very corrupt. Let me say allegedly because I don't know whether I should call him a crook president because he lies in parliament and giggles about it.
For quite a number of days now. My spokesperson, Mr. Vincent Magwenya, addressed the media yesterday in response to what they say was a video and a photograph. And he focused on that and he explained what is my relationship or at all with this person. Now, 47 years ago,
When he was asked about his nephew, Hangwan Maumela, the guy who looted billions in that Tembisa hospital, he said, "No, I don't know the guy. I've never met him." But when the video surfaced, where he was standing in his house with other people, there's also Tipo Touch in that video. When that video resurfaced, he was like, "Okay, I know him. I think I know him, but not like that." So you can see that this man is just lying. I'm talking about a guy, who has a Pala Pala saga. The questionable Paul O'Sullivan has been protecting President Cyril Ramaphosa. And allegedly, I'll say allegedly because it was reported that Paul O'Sullivan went to Namibia with the other guys. Apparently, they used state money to get those thieves who took his dollars under the mattresses. It was his domestic worker from Namibia, and that lady, apparently, she called her brother and said, "Hey, there's money here, there's dollars here, we need to get this money ASAP." They took the money and they ran away. So President Cyril Ramaphosa found out about it and they went straight to Namibia. His guys went straight to Namibia using state's resources. They tried to get those guys. Apparently, those guys were beaten. After being beaten, they were bribed with money so that they cannot go and open a case. We should really thank Arthur Fraser because he's the one who revealed this information to the public. The same Ramaphosa was also involved in Marikana. Remember what happened in Marikana where a lot of mine workers died and some police I think some police even lost their lives there. It was so chaotic just because they didn't want to pay mine workers. Till this date, he never went there and apologized. It's such a shame because no one was held accountable for that Marikana saga. He was asked yesterday in the NCOP, the ANC NCOP member, Onika Dipuo Modupi, asked him to clarify his relationship with Maumela and whether the allegation linking him to the individual sought to undermine his commitment to combating corruption regardless of who is involved. Ramaphosa responded and said, "Yes, this matter has occupied the headlines for quite a number of days now. My spokesperson, Mr. Vincent Magwenya, addressed the media yesterday in response to what they said was a video and a photograph." Magwenya had told the media on Monday that Ramaphosa had admitted that decades ago he married the aunt of Maumela, who is accused of involvement in the Tembisa hospital looting scandal, but insisted that Ramaphosa had never met Maumela and had no personal or business relationship with him. So according to Magwenya, the video shows Ramaphosa working alongside Deputy Minister of Employment and Labour, Jomo Sibiya, who was at the time a special advisor to the president. There was also Tipo Taj and Bishop Noel Jones. The video was recorded on September 29, 2023. Ramaphosa said, 47 years ago, I got married to his father's sister, his aunt. We divorced 43 years ago. And when I said to Honorable Johnston Hazen in 2022, when he asked whether I knew him, I said I did not know him because I had never encountered him. I had never seen him, and that was gospel truth. Now later in 2023, as I was walking in the street in my neighborhood, I walked past a house. As Mr. Magwenya said, I was walking past it on my way home. As Mr. Magwenya said yesterday, I was working with one of my colleagues who was my then advisor, who is now a deputy minister. In the morning, I often say, when people ask to meet me, come at 6 o'clock, walk with me, you get me for an hour, and and a half as we do our 10-kilometer walk or so. He further stated that so I was walking with Mr. Sibiya, and as we were walking past a house which I had seen under construction for some time, I kept asking, whose house is this? It is a massive house. Walking there, a car comes past. I always mispronounce the person's name, Tipotage or something like that. He steps out of the car with another gentleman. He wants to talk to me, photograph me. So we stop and we stand against the wall of the large house. And that is where the photograph and video were taken. The allegation is that the person in the photograph is Maumela. It was not Maumela, it was Mr. Tipotage and Mr. Jones from the United States. I later learned there was a brewer that I visited his home regularly. I walk past that house when I go on my walks. Now in 2024, that should be known because Makwenya focused on the photograph. I confirmed that in 2024, while walking on the same street, a person came out of the house and greeted me. It was Maumela.
And so forth. I can say I walk past that house when I go on my walks. Now, in 2024, so it should be known because Mr. Magwenya only focused on this photograph. In 2024, I am walking on that same street, and a person comes out of this house and he greets me. And as I often meet people, I ask them, who are you? He says, I am Hangwani Maumela. And that's how he introduces himself to me. And I say, so you are the Maumela who is putting my name into disrepute. And he smiles away. And now I've encountered this person, and I walk away. And I walk to my home. And then in 2024, on the 26th of December, I am walking with my daughter, who loves walking too, on the same street. And there this young man comes out and he says, hello, Boramaphosa. My mother is here. Can you say hello to her? And I say, who is she? He says, it's Mboneni Maumela. Now, when I was at school in Papuli High School with my then wife, Hope Mudau, her brother was also there.
So now he agrees that he met Maumela. After denying, I think a couple of times, I think he was asked last month or something, and he said he's never seen this guy. So now all of a sudden, just because things got heated in the social media, the detectives of social media were busy digging, so now he has to come clean. He further stated that I often meet people and ask who they are. And he said, I'm Hangwani Maumela. I said, so you are the Maumela who is putting my name into disrepute? He smiled. I walked away from home. On December 26, 2024, I was walking with my daughter, who also enjoys walking, on the same street. This young man came out and said, hello, Boramaphosa. My mother is here. Can you say hello to her? I asked who is she. He said it's Mboneni Maumela. When I was at school in Papirosi High School with my then wife, Bob Mudau, her brother was there. Later I discovered that Mboneni and her brother had a relationship and they had a child. This is Hangwani Maumela. Though I did not know him, I know his mother because we attended school together. He asked me to greet her. She came out of the yard wearing a morning gown. I said I could not allow her to stand in the street in a morning gown. So I moved toward the gate, greeted her, asked her how she was doing, then walked away. That is the sum total of it. I do not deal with him. I do not visit his house. I have merely encountered him. He further said, I'm appalled as I walk past that house. I know the house was allegedly built with money, not property acquired. Money that should have been spent on the help of our people. The SIU has taken action and I applaud them. That is why I say we are making progress. The Special Investigating Unit is reclaiming stolen money. We must support and applaud their efforts. You know, it's funny to me because I don't know why the ASIU was not saying anything. And I think we should thank General Ndladla Mkhwanazi. Maybe that's why they are busy acting as if they are working. I can't remember when, and it was on a Monday, where General Dumisani Kumalo had to testify. So the SIU came out and revealed names of the people who are chowing Tembisa money. They are losing billions in that hospital. I just don't believe it. It's only more than 2 billion rand. I think it's a lot of money because these people are just playing us. This guy is living a lavish lifestyle after getting tenders in that hospital. He was raided. They took beautiful cars. I don't understand why he's owning so many cars, like your Lamborghinis. There were so many cars that were actually taken. The cars that were there, like, they were so expensive. I'm talking about luxury vehicles here, not just your Toyota or your BM or your Mercedes. This guy is living large. I think we should just confirm that this is the kingpin that deleted Papita Decoran. The CFO was trying to protect the Tembisa hospital. She tried to stop the corruption that was happening in Tembisa hospital. What makes me angry is that after she was assassinated, since she's the one who stopped the payments for those companies that were dodgy, the money was now being released. I stand to be corrected. I think about 100 million rand that was released as if nothing happened. So being a whistleblower here in South Africa is actually dangerous. Like, they are not encouraging whistleblowers at all. Also, Matlala was also mentioned by SIU, but he's just a small fish. I think he's going to be used as a scapegoat. Even this guy, Maumela, I think he's going to be used as a scapegoat. President Cyril Ramaphosa has also been implicated by Matlala. Apparently, WhatsApp chats reveal Matlala sharing Ramaphosa's confidential details with Hawks boss. The WhatsApp text revealed that attempted murder accused Vusimuzi Matlala shared a strictly confidential memo that contained President Cyril Ramaphosa's details with the KwaZulu-Natal head of the Hawks. Though this was revealed on Tuesday at the Madlanga Commission by Advocate Adila Hasim, who was reading the testimony of witness X, whose identity the commission has decided to keep it a secret. Hasim said on April 13, 2025, Mr. Matlala forwards 3 documents to KwaZulu-Natal Hawks head Major General Lesetja Sinona. 1. The results of a LexisNexis Win Deep search on the Senzo and Tembeka Mchunu Foundation. 2. A document titled Memo B's Traces to April 2020, containing information relating to what appears to be multiple identity numbers for President Cyril Ramaphosa. Our president is rogue, hey? I don't know why we're not angry as South Africans. Like she said, the strictly confidential memo included recommendations for the destruction of company records at 2 companies and the SA Revenue Service and computer mainframe files encapsulating the above-mentioned sensitive information, and to close the bank account linked to identity documents which are in question except common identity number, which had been redacted. Hasim said the reason behind the forwarding of the documents is still unknown at this stage. It was also revealed that the chats took place between December 22 last year and May 14 and are said to prove the beneficial relationship between Matlala and Sinona. Sinona's efforts in protecting Matlala and the sharing of institutional and confidential information from Sinona to Matlala. So now we have learned that our president is implicated in the Matlanga Commission. He knows this criminal, Vusimuzi Matlala, and I think we are in trouble. We have seen what the CADA deployment is doing in the public entities. I mean, look at Sibia. Do you think he deserves that position he's holding right now? I know he's suspended at the moment. That guy knows absolutely nothing about his work. He can't even express himself. We've got people, capable people who are competent, people who've got qualifications, who have skills, but they're being sidelined because of the African National Congress. I think we should stop voting for ANC. But even if we do, I have an issue with the IEC. I feel like they're going to rig votes again. I know people were like laughing and saying former President Jacob Zuma is just lying, it's just being dramatic, but I don't think so. The 2024 elections results were rigged. I don't know how we're going to remove this organization because they will fight. I'm definitely sure that they will fight. Come next year, we are going to vote for local government, and you will see they will try again to rig the elections next year. Let me know on the comment section whether you agree with me or disagree with me. It's fine. You don't have to be emotional. Please like this video, share it, and subscribe. Bye.